Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha, kripa sindhubhya eva cha, patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, by the causeless mercy of Srila Prabhupada and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we are continuing to read Srila Sanatana Goswami Prabhupada's Sri Brihad Bhagavatamrta. Krishna is chastising Srimati Satyavama Devi. Commentary. Shri Krishna may be the omniscient Supreme Lord and the most expert arranger of all things to satisfy his devotees. But these very special devotees, the devotees of Vraj, he feels unable to help. Shri Krishna can satisfy all the devotees except the Vrajvasis because their love is very special, very, very Vishesh. Tesham, there, may again refer either to the Vrajvasis in general or else only to the Vrajagopis. Shri Krishna's sentiments expressed in this verse are could be referring to both the cases. General, all the Vrajvasis, like his Gop Sakhas, his Vatsalya devotees, Madhura devotees, or it could specifically mean the Vrajanganas, the young gopis of Vrindavan, Vrajvadhus. Any attempt to make the Vrajvasis happy will quickly make everything go wrong. Just as water thrown on an oil fire makes the fire explode and go out of control. Hare Krishna. Generally, a fire can be doused with water. However, if it's a huge inferno because of the highly flammable oil, you put water on it, it gets even more explosive because that water will immediately be transformed into steam, water vapor. It will explode in your face. The love of the Vrajvasis is not some candle flame which can be doused by pouring water on it. The love of the Vrajvasis is like an inferno. If you throw water in it, it's going to explode more. It will do little to extinguish the fire. Thus, Sri Krishna faces a dilemma. On one hand, the Vrajvasis do not know how they can survive in separation from Sri Krishna And on the other hand, even if he stays with them for a long time, they will inevitably worry that at any moment Krishna might leave them again. As this most exquisite agony of viraha bhav rises in their hearts, it will only worsen their grief. Sri Krishna reasons that just as there is no way to remove the natural quality of heat that he imparted to the element fire at the time of creation, there is no way that anyone, even he himself, could withdraw the ecstatic nature of the Vrajvasis imparted to them by his unique mercy, by the Chid Shakti. Just like Sri Krishna has given the nature of heat to fire. Heat can never be separated from fire. Similarly, ecstatic prem, pure love, can never be separated from the Vrajvasis because that has been given to them eternally by the Swarup Shakti of Sri Krishna. It is just their nature to be ecstatic lovers of Krishna. They are Nitya Siddhas. This state of affairs is the greatest glory of the residents of Vraj. Of course, the devotees of Krishna in Vraj feel special ecstasy when they join with him directly in the spontaneous pastimes found nowhere else. Nonetheless, the special pure love born of separation from Krishna rises within them most of the time. There is the bliss of Milan, and there is also the special, ecstatic, painful bliss of Viraha. Both are experienced. Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj says they are like the two banks of the river. As the river of Prem, river of love flows, there are two banks. Milan means being with Krishna, and Viraha means being separated from Krishna. And both serve to increase the sweetness and the relish of Prem Ras for Krishna and the Vrajvasis. The Vrajvasis are the special recipients of super excellent Viraha Bhav, which is his greatest mercy, Parama Mahatva, because it is filled with the highest special happiness, carried to its ultimate extreme. Although everyone in this world lives in separation from Krishna, only the Vrajvasis fully experience Viraha Bhav. We are also separated from Krishna. Sometimes some sincere devotees may feel Viraha from Krishna, separation from Krishna. However, the greatest mercy and the full experience of Viraha Bhav is only experienced by the Vrajvasis. Their special ecstasy of separation from Krishna is obtained only by Krishna's mercy, Krishna's special mercy, and only after very intimate association with him. So, this separation from Krishna, Viraha, is special ecstasy, and therefore it is a special mercy meant only for some very special devotees like the Vrajvasis. Sri Krishna feels very grateful for the transcendental love of his gopis and his other beloved devotees in Vrindavan. So he cannot bear to see the disastrous effects of their Viraha Bhav. He therefore cannot return to live in Vrindavan again or even pay a short visit. Hare Krishna. Now Shri Krishna is going to continue speaking to Srimati Satyabhama Devi as other queens continue to listen. Adrishyamane chamai pradipta वियोगवहनेर्विकला कदाचित् मृता इवोन्मादहता कदाचित् विचित्र इवोन्मादहता कदाचित् विचित्रभावं मधुरं भजन्ते दृश्यमाने च मयि प्रदीप्त वियोगवहनेर्विकला कदाचित् मृता इवोन्मादहता कदाचित् विचित्रभावं मधुरं भजन्ते. Shri Krishna is continuing to speak. And when the Vrajvasis cannot see me, they become so torn that the fire of separation leaves them sometimes as though dead. Viyoga Vahani. Viyoga Vahani means separation, fire, fire of separation. Pradipta, they are burning. Why? Adrishyamane, because of not seeing me. Mrita iva. Mrita iva means as if dead. Sometimes they are scorched by the fire of viraha, fire of separation from me so bad that they're almost like dead bodies. And sometimes as though unmad, hata, afflicted by unmad, afflicted by insanity. Sometimes they appear to be mad, sometimes they appear to be dead because of viraha agni, fire of separation. Thus, the Vrajvasis partake of the nectar of wonderful ecstasies, vichitra bhavam. These are all spiritual emotions, after all. And they're very wonderful spiritual emotions, vichitra bhavam, madhuram bhajan. Experience very sweet, wonderful ecstasies. Shri Krishna is saying. All because of adrishyamane, because of not seeing Krishna. In this verse, Shri Krishna defends himself against the accusation that he is ungrateful to have abandoned the residents of Vraj. What the Vrajvasis feel because of Sri Krishna's absence is a concentrated agony similar to the burning heat of fire. They lose control of their wits and sometimes seem on the verge of death, showing no external signs of life. At other times, they seem afflicted by madness. But Sri Krishna explains that these are all signs of the highest devotional ecstasy. They may appear almost dead, they may appear like they have gone completely insane, mad, but these are all the highest levels of devotional ecstasies. They are not to be confused with anything mundane. तमिस्रपुञ्जादियद् किञ्चिन्मदीयवर्णोपमम् ईक्षते तैः सचुम्बनं तत् परिरभ्यते मद्धिया परं तत् क्वनु वर्णनीयम्. If the Rajgopis see a patch of darkness resembling my complexion, Tamisra they just see something dark. They embrace and kiss that darkness, thinking it is me, mistaking it for me. Hare Krishna. Madhya Varna, taking it to be my complexion. Sachumbanam, they start kissing the darkness. And Parirabhyate, they embrace the darkness. Madhya, understanding it to be me. What more can I describe? Satyabhama. Kwanu Varananiyam. What more can I say about the Vrajvasis, the Vraj Gopis? Just by seeing a patch of darkness, if in the house some room is closed, windows are closed, and they see there is dark, seeing the dark color, they feel it is me. They start going in that dark room and start embracing and kissing the darkness. That is how much they are absorbed in love for me. When the devotees of Sri Vrindavan, especially the young gopis, the Vrajanganas, see a shadow or a dark place that reminds them of Sri Krishna's Shama Sundar's spotless dark blue complexion, they think that Sri Krishna is standing before them. What else do they? Some printing mistakes. What else do they do? Oh, no, that's correct. What else no, should do they? Mhm. Besides trying to kiss and embrace the shadow, Sri Krishna would rather not describe. Okay, what else they do besides, it's correct. What else they do besides trying to kiss and embrace the shadow, Sri Krishna would rather not describe because some of his hearers might be unqualified to understand and others might be plunged into distress. Some are unqualified to hear and others may be put into distress. What they do. Because remember, even Balramji is listening. Even if Sri Krishna were to return to his devotees in Vrindavan and grace them with his presence, he would be powerless to soothe and enliven them. And even in his absence, the Vrajvasis sometimes enjoy his presence on their own by picturing spiritual images of him within their mind. This is called samadhi. So Sri Krishna feels he cannot do anything to change their situation and must remain an insolvent debtor. Na parayeham nirvatya samija. As he previously described, he should not be called ungrateful because the circumstances render him helpless. He has to kill some demons, take care of some work. At the same time, the Vrajvasis are suffering. Ata eva maya swasya स्थितिम् अस्थिते समां दृष्ट्वा न गम्यते तत्र शृण् अर्थं यशपद उद्वहे. Therefore, my staying with Vrajvasis would be equal to my absence. अतः एव, therefore, maya sthitim, my presence, api, even asthite, not being present. Sthiti, asthiti. Whether I am there with the Vrajvasis or I am absent from the Vrajvasis. Saman. It is equal. There is no difference. Realizing this, I have not returned to Vrindavan. This is the reason I have not returned to Vrindavan. Now, here, the real reason why I married all of you. Whether Krishna shows himself to his dearmost devotees or remains unseen to them, whether he shows himself or remains unseen, they will be torn by the ecstasies of separation and he will suffer the frustration of being unable to help them. Deity, would you just give me 2 minutes, please? Hare Krishna. I apologize, dear devotees. Such is the apparent misery of Sri Krishna and his devotees. But there is another level of this transcendental reality, unseen to ordinary eyes. Sri Krishna lives eternally in Vrindavan, in his invisible, aprakata manifestation, endlessly continuing to bestow the enjoyment of his pastimes to the Vrajvasis. Vraja jana mana sukhakari Shri Radhe Shama Shama Sham. In some confidential pastimes, he returns to Vrindavan from Dwarka in his aprakata form. Thus, at the same time that the devotees of Vrindavan suffer separation from Sri Krishna's prakata manifestation, they continue to enjoy forever the manifestation in which his pastimes are aprakat, invisible. Some subtle hints of this have already been spoken by Lord Krishna. Quote, I can never fully repay these devotees, so I am utterly indebted to them. Unquote. Text 93. Then, quote, just by seeing me, they become so dazed and bewildered by ecstasies from deep within. This was text 95. And, quote, whatever measures I take for their happiness will only double their grief. Unquote. This was text 96. So, Krishna is proving that he does go back to Vrindavan time and time again. But the Vrajvasis, due to their intense love for Krishna, their distress never ends. And this distress is a special type of spiritual bliss, spiritual ecstasy. Elsewhere, the evidence for Sri Krishna's secretly returning to Mathura Mandal is more concrete. Now, there are other evidences that Krishna did return to Vrindavan. In Srimad Bhagavatam 1.11.19, this is a well-known verse in the first canto when Shri Krishna's return to Vrindavan, to Dwarka is described. In Srimad Bhagavatam 1.11.9, the citizens of Dwarka mention Shri Krishna's trips to Hastinapur and Mathura Mandal. And the ladies of Hastinapur, referring to Krishna's perpetual presence in Mathura, speak in the present tense. Aho alam shlagyatamam yadokulam. Aho alam punyatamam madhurvanam. Yadesh pumsam rishabha priyashriya swajanmana chankramane chanchati. Oh, how supremely glorified is the dynasty of King Yadu, and how virtuous is the land of Mathura, Madhuvan, where the supreme leader of all living entities, the husband of the goddess of fortune, is marking the land by his birth and his wanderings. Janma Swajanmana Chankramanena Chanchati. By his wanderings, walking around, and by his birth, he's marking the land. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.10.26. The women of Mathura city also talk about Krishna's being present still in Vraj. Punyabata Vraja Punyabata Vraja Bhuvo Yadayam Nrilinga Gudha Purana Purusho Vanachitramalyah Gapalayan Sahabala Kvanayamsha Venum Vikridayan Chatigirit Ramaarchitangrihi. How pious are the tracts of land in Vraj? For there, the primeval personality of Godhead, disguising himself with human traits, wanders about, enacting his many pastimes. Adorned with wonderfully variegated forest garlands, his feet worshipped by Lord Shiva and the goddess Rama, he vibrates his flute as he tends the cows in the company of Balaram. See the present tense. Saha Bala Kvanayam Shavenum, while playing his flute, he tends the cows and he is worshipped by Lord Shiva and the goddess Rama. Giritra Rama Architangri, his lotus feet are worshipped by Lord Shiva, Shri Lakshmi Devi. So it's in the present tense. That means Krishna goes to Vrindavan. In the Uttarakhanda of Shri Padma Puran, Lord Shiva relates to his wife an even more explicit account of Krishna's returning to Vraj and remaining there permanently. And in the second part of this Brihad Bhagavatamrta, the glories of Goloka, the conclusion will demonstrate that Lord Krishna always resides in Gokul. Nevertheless, Shri Krishna has chosen not to divulge to Shri Satyabhama Devi and other queens that he returned to Gokul. Hearing about this would distress them, and he cannot tolerate seeing his devotees distressed. Hare Krishna. Tasama bha, beg your pardon. Tasama bhave purvam me vasato mathurapure vivaha karane kache इच्छाप्यासिन्न मानिनी ओ मानिनी ओ मानिनी ओ proud lady, oh dear proud lady, Satyabhama. When living in Mathura Puri without the gopis, I at first had no desire to marry. Hare Krishna. Shri Krishna is saying, I was in Vrindavan, I was happy with my Vraj gopis. Then I came to Mathura from Vrindavan. Akrura brought me. I had no desire to marry. Commentary. Sri Krishna is now less hesitant to mention to his queens, the gopis of Vraj, since the queens have already been drawn to thinking about them. In this verse, therefore, it dares to use the feminine construction tasam abhave in the absence of those women, but it still refrains from mentioning the names of Sri Radhika and other gopis. Badanaptya tu Rukminya वाञ्छन्त्या प्राणमोचनम् श्रुत्वास्या विप्रवदना आरती विज्ञप्ति पत्रिकाम्. I was in Mathura. I did not wish to get married. Then I came to Dwarka. 18 years in Mathura, I never married. Then I came to Dwarka. But from the mouth of a Brahman, I heard Rukmini's letter, which told of her distress. Arti Vidyapti Patrikam, her letter that expressed her arti, her distress, and her intention to commit suicide. Shrutva, I heard from the Vipra. Shrutva Vipra Vadanat. From the mouth of the Brahman, I heard that prana mochanam, vanchantya. She was desiring. Vancha means desire. We say no, vancha kalpatarubhyascha means desire. Vancha means desire. Kalpataru means wish fulfilling tree. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha. Devotees, Vaishnavas are like spiritually wish fulfilling trees. So it was Rukmini's vancha. It was Rukmini's desire, prana mochanam, to commit suicide if she could not obtain me. Mad anaptya. If she did not attain me, she was going to end her life. When I read that, when I heard that in Rukmini's letter, commentary, in response to what Sri Krishna has just said, someone might wonder why he was so eager to kidnap the daughter of Bhishmak Maharaj and make her his first wife. Here, Sri Krishna answers that Rukmini was absolutely intent on their marriage. As she said in her letter, Yasyangri pankajaraja snapanam mahanto vanchantu mapatirivatmatamo patyai yar ambujakshanalabhye bhavat prasadam jayamasurvrata krisha शतजन्मभिः O Arvindaksha, O lotus-eyed one, great souls like Lord Shiva hanker to bathe snapanam in the dust of your lotus feet. Angri Pankaja Raja. Angri Pankaja means lotus feet. Raja means the dust. Great souls, Mahanto, like Umapati, they want to bathe in the dust of your lotus feet, O lotus-eyed Lord, Ambujaksha. And what will happen when they bathe in the dust of your lotus feet? They will destroy their ignorance. Hare Krishna. Atma tamo apahatyai. They will kill their ignorance. If I cannot obtain na labheya bhavat prasadam, if I do not obtain your mercy, bhavat prasadam means आपका आपकी कृपा यदि मुझे प्राप्त नहीं हुई, I become so weak from severe penances. I will become so weak from severe penances. I shall perform and I shall simply give up my life. I will perform such vrat, such tapasya, that I am willing to die again and again. Then, after hundreds of lifetimes of endeavor, I may obtain your mercy. Shata janma bhi syat. Keep on performing tapasya until I die. Then again, I'll take a birth. You don't give me your darshan, I'll keep performing tapasya, die. I'll perform tapasya till I die. When she wants to end her life. Until she enters, uh, until she is accepted by Shri Krishna. This is Bhagavatam 10:52-43. In this letter, she frankly revealed to Krishna the distress being caused to her by Cupid. This is the first verse of the letter. Shrutva gunan bhuvana sundara shrinvatam te nirvishya karna vivarair haratong रूपम दृशाम दृशिमताम अखिलार्थलाभम त्वया च्युता विशति चित्तमपत्रपं मे. O beauty of the worlds, I have heard of your qualities which enter the ears and remove the bodily distress of those who hear. Shrutva gunan, by hearing of your qualities, bhuvana sundara, oh, most beautiful, oh, beauty of the world. When I hear the bodily distress is removed, harato angatapam, the angatap, the distress of the body, harato, is gone. Just by Shrinvatamte, by hearing about your qualities. As I have heard of your beauty, which fulfills all the visual desires of those who see. Rupam Drisham, Drishimatam, Akhilartha Labham. The vision of you, seeing you, O Shri Krishna, is the highest attainment for these eyes. These eyes want to see many things. We keep looking in this world, seeing different things. But the perfection of the eyes is in seeing Krishna. After seeing Krishna, nothing else remains to be seen. Eyes are finally satisfied. Akhilartha labham. Now the eyes have attained all the wealth. Artha means wealth. All the wealth that it has to attain. In other words, completely satisfied. O Krishna, I have fixed my shameless mind upon you. Apatrapam means shameless. Chitta means my mind. I have fixed my mind, my desires, everything. Why Achyuta? On you, O Achyut, O Krishna. Achyut because Krishna never fails to reciprocate with his devotees, and Rukmini wants Krishna to reciprocate by coming and marrying him before she is married off by her brother Rukmini to Shishupal. Confronted with such a determined plea, Sri Krishna could not refuse. Sri Krishna was happily living in Dwarka. But when this letter came, that Sri Rukmini Devi is going to commit suicide and die by performing tapasya, which means fasting till death. What can he do? Confronted with such a determined plea, Krishna could not refuse. Rukmini is present with the other devotees listening to Krishna's explanation, and if need be, she can verify the truth of his testimony. Everybody knows she had written that in the letter. महादुष्टनृपश्रेणी दर्पं संहरता मया पाणिर्गृहीत संग्रामे हृत्वा राज्ञां प्रपश्यता. Shri Krishna is saying, so I destroyed the pride of a host of wicked kings in battle, took Rukmini's hand and carried her off as all the kings watched. Panir Grihita. I held the hand of Rukmini Devi. Panigrahan also means marriage. And I took her away in battle. Sangrame Ritva. I took her. Why? Because the kings who had assembled there, headed by Shishupal, they were Mahadushta Nripa Shreni. They were all Nripa, they were all kings. Shreni means many of them had come. Poundrak, Dantavakra ityadi. Mahadushta, very wicked ones. And therefore, I took Rukmini away in battle as they kept on Prapashyatam. He kept on watching, couldn't do anything. Jarasan, Shishupal, Rukmi, and Krishna's other rivals were fortunate to have had their pride crushed by Krishna at the Swayamvar of Princess Rukmini. After easily defeating the armed opposition of Rukmi and his friends, Sri Krishna took Rukmini on his chariot from Kundinapur. This Kaundinyapur is still there in Vidarbha. He took Rukmini on his chariot from Kundinapur to Dwarka, where he married her. Krishna here claims that he did what the moment demanded and was not pursuing the pleasure of his heart. Hare Krishna. Shri Krishna is clearly saying that I married Rukmini because it was unavoidable. But actually, in the heart of my hearts, I did not wish to marry. And then what Shri Krishna says further to Satyabhama and other queens, Krishna willing, we will continue to see tomorrow. Thank you very much, dear devotees.